Alright, Chapter 1, Filter Separator. Chapter cover the filter separator of the two, including 350 gallon per minute pump, information, larger filter separator, Chapter 6 and 7. Filter separator removal solid contaminants and train water from the liquid fuels with the coverage with the manual range capacity from 15 gallon pump to 350 gallon pump. Filter separator discover the manual identical with the filter separate elements canister meeting with the military specification MIL F52308. Fill elements canister use the varying number depending on the flow rate of the specific filter separator. Filter separator must be with the varying number depending on the flow rate of the specific filter separator. Filter separator must be with the automotive gasoline diesel engine pump with the using refueling vehicle with when the vehicles are refueled. They must also be used on all lines pumping aviation fuel directly to the aircraft vehicles of the refuel aircraft with additional first load with the aircraft refueling must be filtered again before it's pumped into the aircraft. Alright, maintenance. Filter separators have to keep the product clean, water free with the class 3s. I point this step should take for the keep of the filter separator with a good condition outlined below. Test the accuracy of the pressure differential indicator once a year. Check the filter sump each day with the remove any water you find. Keep the daily record of the preferential differential readings. The pressure differential indicator readings should be kept with the daily log. Determine the maintenance needed. The suggested form of the daily log shown in figure 21.1, and the pressure differential will slightly with the day-to-day operation because of the different bumping rates. Difference with the product with the pressure differential clean with a new element, usually 2.5 psi or less. This should be increased slowly, gradually with use. Inspect filter elements immediately through the sum of the significant drop of the pressure differential. Meaning the filter element enters rupture. Check the new filter element with the new increase of the pressure differential or several months of the proper operation. You may find elements that are not properly installed, but there have been some have been ruptured. Change the filter elements once reading of the pressure differential the reading of the pressure differential resume the red 35 psi and up. Tune to the end of the daily operating with the reading of this below is yellow with the 20 and 35 psi. And when the chain filter element and canister, always safety goggles, glove with the preventing fuel with the contacting eyes and skin. Chain with the filter elements at least every 24 months when the inspection show with the rupture not with the properly installed. Essential month and year with the filter elements chain with the top of the filter separator. Check the performance of the oil of all filter separators. Record the product with distributors every 30 days by submitting sample to the designated laboratory. These will be tested. Those not in use will be tested immediately before being placed in service every 30 days therein will be in use. Standard filter element and canister assembly. Standard filter operator consists of the filter element canister assembly with the direction of flow. Fuel aids the function of the filter separator. Filter element. Standard filter element fits inside with the canister element perforated tube with the surrounding with a fiberglass filtering material with the wrap the several layer with the different material fiberglass material filter solid particle with the fuel. Outside of the element consists of the large fiberglass acetote cotton kit and fiberglass screen with the particle cohesive combines with the fine product of the water fuel from water droplets, which solid because they are heavier than fuel. With the service life of the standard filter element is 24 months. Canister with a canister approximately 5 inches in diameter, 23 inches long. The consists of the outer inner tube. The inner tube of the perforated metal with the metal screen with the support of the filter element. The outer tube is of the perforated metal line with a non-stick with the metal coated scrim. At the end of the shield plate with the top of the canister can be taken off with the reach of the filter element. Fuel flow. Raw fuel enter for the center of the tube of the filter element through the filtering of the bottom of the canister. Solid contaminants with the remove of the fuel flow of the outward perforated center of the tube of the filter. Fiberglass filtering material of the fuel glass over the outer layer of the element. Fine particles between the fuel colloidal into droplets. Fuel contained in the colloidal water passes of the inner tube of the canister for the space between the inner and outer tube of the metal coated screen of the outer tube does not allow the water droplets to pass through it. They fall to the bottom of the chamber of the filter. Separate only the fuel. Clean fuel passes through the outer canister tube of the filter separator tank. Figure 21.2 shows the flow of the fuel through 100-gallon filter separators. The 15-gallon minute filter separator, 15-gallon per minute filter separator is used with a 15-gallon per minute hand-operated dispensing pump may be used in the to refuel light aircraft. Description: 15-gallon per minute filter separator shown figure 21.3. Vertical portable consisting of aluminum tank mounted with aluminum skid with the tank has fuel inlet outlet valve, water drain valve with water light level side gauge with fuel inlet outlets identical to 1-inch manually operated ball valve. They are attached near the bottom of the tank cam locking coupled 1 inch hole to provide with the inlet outlet with the connection water drain with a 1/2 inch manually operated ball valve, also mounted on the near of the bottom of the filter, separated with the water sight glass consist of the plastic sight and a ball float with a mounted on the side of the tank to show the water level in the base of the tank. The filter separator contained with the go and no-go fuse, which shuts off the fuel flow when the water gets past its canister cover head, held in place with the 4 bolts manually operated pressure vent valve. Let air out of the unit. The filter separator 27.5 inches high, weighs about 20 pounds when empty with the top working with a 25 psi. Filter must be grounded before you. The detailed information 50 gallon per minute filter separator TM543302012. Use the 15 gallon per minute filter separator. Use the 15 gallon minute hand operated dispensing pump to pump, but it must be free of the solid contaminants water. There are no aircraft refueling equipment is available. The 15 gallon per minute pump filter separator may be used with a refuel like aircraft. 50 gallon per minute filter separator. Use the 50 gallon per minute pumping assembly. Type 1 models intended for the opening fuel use. Type 2 models intended for the use of the tank and pumping unit. Description: 50 gallon per minute filter separator shown in figure 21.4 consists of the aluminum tank of the removable cup with the inlet with the dust plug with the outlet pipe of the dust cap with the manually operated water drain valve with the air vent valve with the pressure differential indicator cycle valve with the filter element consistor assembly installed on the mounting plate with the near the bottom of the tank. Float valve with the sight glass show with the how much of water with the tank. The ball sink with the fuel for the float in the water with the pressure differential indicator shown with the filter element should be chained with the units at 36 inches high with 20 inches long with a 16 inches wide, weighs about 85 pounds. His flow with the rate of 50 gallons per minute. The filter separator must be ground before you. The ground route with the cable came from with the unit of the TM54330232212. Give the information of the use the keep of the 50 gallon filter separator. 50 gallon per minute filter separator. Use the 50 gallon per minute pump. Assembly, refueling system, air fuel with equipment and serve the ground vehicle with the type 1 filter separator shown in figure 21.4 frame mounted with the intent with the open field use type 2 mount now frame and intent with the U for the tank of the pumping unit. The 100 gallon filter separator with the filter 100 gallon filter separator with the 100 gallon per minute pump assembly mainly with the fair system. Description: the 100 gallon per minute filter separator shown in figure 21.5 has aluminum tank with removable to cover the feasible female inlet dust plug, male outlet dust cup cap. The filter elements of the canister are set with a mounting plate in the air at the bottom of the tank. The filter separator mounted with a tubular aluminum frame. Filter separator has an air vent with a pressure differential indicator sight glass, manually operated water drain valve with a float ball with a sight glass. Shows how much water in the tank. The ball sink with the ball fuel with the ball floats into the water. Pressure differential indicator show with the chain with the filter elements. The flow rate of the filter separator is 100 gallon per minute with a top working pressure of 75 psi. The unit must be ground before used. More information on the 100 gallon filter separator TM54330211712. Use the 100 gallon filter separator usually made with a 100 gallon pumping assembly as part of the fair system as issued individual equipment with the various model of the 100 gallon per minute pumping assembly. The 350 gallon per minute pumping filter separator has several uses within the FSP separately. 350 gallon filter separator shown in figure 21.6 consists of the aluminum pressure tank with a removable head with the tank of the well with a tubular aluminum frame with a support with a protection inlet pipe through the unfiltered fuel enters outlet pipe with the filtered fuel leave the air internal manifold with the riser with the mounting 18 filter element and consisting of assembly filter sub with the air vent valve so that the air can be let out of the tank. The sight glass shows the water level, the means of the float ball, and a manually operated water drain valve to drain the water for the tank. The pressure differential indicator show with the flash filter elements needed to be chain filter separated with 40 inches high, 47 inches long, 33 inches wide, weighs 375 pounds. It design a flow rate of 350 gallon per minute, top working pressure of 150 psi. Unit must be ground before operation. Check your manual 54330211112 has more information on the 350 gallon per minute filter separator. The 350 gallon per minute filter separator is used for the airfield refueling system, motor fuel servicing equipment, and military hose line systems. So there's a micronic filter differential pressure full servicing and daily log. Air eliminating valve fuel with the solids contained with the end train with the fuel within train water and clean fuel water drain shown out with the true position inlet drain sight gauge shown out with the true position outlet 100 gallon per minute filter inlet dust plate side gauge water drain valve dust cap outlet data plate pressure vent valve for the 15 gallon per minute fuel cover air vent indication plate frame and instruction plate water drain valve outlet tank the pressure differential inlet and this is water level sight and the 50 gallon filter separator Frame air inlet with a coupling band, pressure differential indicator, inlet port, 100 gallon per minute filter separator, air vent valve, pressure differential indicator, outlet ground cable side glass, water drain off, 350 gallon per minute filter separator. Chapter 22, storage containers and handling equipment. Testing.